Hello everyone and welcome back to our AEW Universe mode, and I believe this is episode 8 as we welcome our new television champion, defeating EC3 on last week's show to gain that title, Kurt Angle. And he is here tonight as we build towards our next pay-per-view. There will be a ladder match at such pay-per-view, where what will be contested for is a Money in the Bank briefcase that will be able to cash in on the AEW Heavyweight Championship, currently held by Chris Jericho after his victory at All Out. And so Kurt Angle here in a qualifying match one-on-one, and let's see who he is going to be facing here tonight. Well, he's going to be facing this man. He already holds one briefcase. The all-in briefcase holder, Cesaro. And that, coincidentally, is a briefcase that can be cashed in anytime, anywhere for an opportunity at either the television championship held by Kurt Angle or the United States Championship, which, if you need a reminder, is held by Luke Harper. So in theory, Cesaro could simply cash in his briefcase now, but I have a feeling he's going to hold on to it for a while longer. But imagine what it would mean to him to get his hands on not one, but two of those briefcases. So let's get into this qualifier. Here we go then. Kurt Angle for me against Cesaro. And running in with a big clothesline, trying to get some momentum early on against a man who could simply just cash in on him. And a German suplex. And now into perhaps a powerbomb. Yes. Angle looking good in these early stages. Opening moments of the match which can be so key. Into the corner. Angle counters with an elbow, but Cesaro back with the right hand. And into that uppercut that he's made so famous. Now Cesaro from the deadlift position. And a power slam. And a big knee on the skull. And perhaps again for that gut wrench. Power slamming him for a second time. Cesaro looking in control here. He's going to be one hell of an all-in briefcase holder. First ever one in history. And you've got a feeling that whatever time or place he chooses to cash in, and whichever champion he chooses in fact, he will have a very good chance of winning whatever title he pleases. As Angle baits Cesaro outside the ring. He needed a bit of a breather, and a right hand from Angle. Smart tactics by the television champion, but not for long. Cesaro back in. And a big drop kick. And Angle sending himself into the corner. Cesaro with the arm, but Angle counters. Belly to belly. No. Cesaro again so quickly in with a reversal that there's not a lot Kurt Angle can actually do about it. And just sending him out the ring over the top rope and saying, you know what? Is this your champion? Does Cesaro simply need to take the title from Angle here tonight? No, Angle says. Catching out Cesaro. Back into the ring we go. Cesaro with an elbow. And into that lifting uppercut. This has been absolute dominance from Cesaro. Went for the sharpshooter. Angle countered. And into a German suplex now. And that could be a key moment in this match. Angle reversing the finish. And a big uppercut of his own this time. An Irish whip. Into the corner. He's got Cesaro on the top rope. And what's he looking for here? This could be big. Up to the top rope. Both men. Superplex perhaps? Yes. And both men are down, but Kurt Angle does get back to his feet. And now delivers the right hand to the skull of Cesaro. What's he looking for? Here! Just landing him on the knee. And Angle has got some momentum now into the shoulder tackle. Cesaro's going to make his way to the ropes. And Angle with a clothesline over the top. Saying, you know what? Let's take this to the outside then. Cesaro to his feet. Remember, if this ends in a count out, the winner still goes on to the match at our next pay-per-view. And Cesaro back inside, and he looks willing to take such a victory. Angle catching him out. Back into the ring we go. Angle from behind with a German suplex. Bridging into the pin. Could this be enough? 2 count, but Cesaro out of it without too much trouble. Irish whip. Cesaro sent into the corner. And now just driving him back first into the mat. And now triple Germans. There's number 1. Can he get all 3? There's the second. And number 3 connects. Kurt Angle has 2 finishes. And he's going to set up for one of those right now. Which one could it be? Angle slamming, coming perhaps. No, Cesaro counters. And look at the raw power of Cesaro. Kurt Angle is being thrown around like he weighs absolutely nothing. And another gut wrench power slam, but Cesaro doesn't let go. A second deadlift. And look, as if I couldn't have mentioned that point at a better time, Cesaro with 3 in a row into the pin. That could be it, but Kurt Angle is kicking out of that without too much hassle. And now Cesaro looking for the final strike. No. And Angle again into the Germans. Cesaro is not able to get that sharpshooter off. What's he got to do to beat Kurt Angle, who is on his own a submission specialist? Perhaps he knows best when they are coming. And now Angle turning him around into the Angle slam. Could that be it? But Kurt Angle couldn't get to the cover quickly enough. He wants to finish off Cesaro. Second Angle slam incoming. And it connects into the pin. And our television champion is going to our pay-per-view to contest for that briefcase. We're unaware of whether this means Kurt Angle will not be defending the television championship, I should say, at the pay-per-view, but at the moment all he knows is that he has earned that opportunity. And let's move in to our next match here on Tuesday Night Dynamite. Alright then, into our second match of the night. And I'm pleased to welcome our new AEW Tag Team Champions after defeating Cody and Dustin Rhodes at All Out pay-per-view. Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys here, will be taking on Luke Harper, the United States Champion, and a partner of Luke Harper's, his own choosing, and the winners of that match. So if Jeff and Matt win, they will not have to defend the tag team titles at our next pay-per-view, but consequently the same for Luke Harper. If he wins, he will not have to defend the US title, and therefore will be put into a qualifying match next week on the show. So here is the United States Champion fighting for the chance to not defend that title at the pay-per-view. And you've got to wonder who, a man like Luke Harper, what kind of allies has he got backstage? You can't imagine him speaking and making too many friends in the locker room. So it will be interesting to see who he picks, of course. And if Matt and Jeff win, I must say, they can choose either one of them will go into a qualifying match. They won't both go. And if Luke Harper wins, as mentioned, he will be in a qualifier next week. So let's see who Luke Harper's picked as his tag team partner for this one. Well, not a totally out there pick. Luke Harper has selected Eric Young. We last saw him in a television championship match against EC3. Didn't manage to capture the title there, but they'll be looking to build up some momentum in the aid of helping Luke Harper tonight. You've got to feel that if he wins, he could be in line for a qualifying match next week as well. Maybe we'll see the tag team partners facing off against each other next week, but tonight they've got to get past the Hardy Boys, who are certainly a formidable tag team. Arguably the best tag team here in Universe Mode, or indeed the world of all time. So let's see how this new team is going to fare. Here we go then. Hardy Boys for me. Luke Harper's going to kick this one off, along with Matt. And immediately in to the single leg Boston Crab. And Matt is out of it quickly. Kick to Luke. A double axe handle. Luke Harper, of course, did defeat Sting at our last pay-per-view All Out. The legend returned to face him in an open challenge. And Sting, it almost looked like he had the title won. Sting, it almost looked like he chose not to take that chance. And he instead insisted on using his baseball bat. Seemed like an odd tactic, but eventually Luke Harper was able to come back into it. Sting, no matter what he tried, could not get that bat. And the referee distracted, so that he was able to use it. As Luke Harper reverses. Nevertheless, you've got to give credit to Luke Harper. He did perform well in that match. He's going to hope to see that continue here tonight. As he throws Matt into the corner and a big clothesline. Just look at the arm. Matt Hardy. A big elbow across the chest, and it's almost like he's dislocated that. Matt into the corner. Counters. And a bulldog. He's going to tag out. In comes Jeff Hardy. And a single leg drop kick from Eric Young. Jeff counters with the right hand. And it looked like Matt Hardy. That's an odd glitch. It is almost like he has dislocated his elbow. DDT to Eric Young, who came in off the hot tag from Luke Harper, and Jeff Hardy taking it to him. Went for perhaps a cutter. Eric Young countered, and not for long. And a big kick. Bridging suplex. Jeff with the reversal from the kick. Irish whip. And an arm drag. Irish whip. Eric Young sent onto the outside of the apron. Just dragging him back inside here. And in comes Matt. And now with a big back body drop. Hardy Boys combining. And it looks like that glitch has fixed itself. Matt Hardy's arm is back to normal. Because there was a big move. And Eric Young makes the hot tag now. These two have worked well so far. Luke Harper comes in, but misses the clothesline. Matt Hardy went for the chop. Super kick perhaps. Countered. Sequence on point. Went again for the chop. And a big uppercut from our United States champion. Luke Harper, Irish whipping. Matt into the corner. Sent out of the way. Side effect. Into the cover. Can he get the win here? 2. But our United States champ again. Looking strong as he kicks out. Shoulder tackle from Matt Hardy. And I'm sure that Matt and Jeff will be hoping that they're able to pin the US champ. I'm sure that would mean a lot more to them to get one over him. And Jeff Hardy went for the twist of fate. Luke Harper's facebuster countered. Again for the twist of fate, countered. Jeff Hardy with that kick. Snapmare with a bionic elbow. Top of the skull. Connected. Dragging him back. Another arm drag. And Luke Harper countered the kick. And it's a big clothesline. And now just hammering away on Jeff Hardy. Now he's going to set up the clothesline number 1. Countered. Jeff Hardy. Stunning. US champion. And Jeff Hardy's going to climb here. Is he going to be able to hit it? Swanton bomb connects. And in comes Matt. Jeff to the outside. Could have gone for the pin there. He's going to Irish whip. Luke Harper out to the apron. A suplex. Bringing Harper back inside. Harper's health has certainly deteriorated. He almost certainly needs to make the tag to Eric Young. But what are the Hardy Boys looking for here? Twist of fate from Matt Hardy. And Jeff's up top. Jeff, Swanton bomb. Into the pin. Matt gets rid of Eric Young. And the Hardy Boys are victorious here tonight. And I'm sure that their experience over a number of years as a tag team played a huge part in that. So Hardy Boys reign supreme. They will not be defending the tag team titles at the next pay-per-view. But I'm sure they wouldn't be that disappointed with it. We'll move into our main event then. And Luke Harper needs to find an opponent for his United States Championship in the weeks to come. Here we go then, into our main event. And welcome home for the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Chris Jericho. And it must be said that it's a bit unfair what he's been placed in tonight, because tonight Jericho is in a 1-on-3 handicap match. So Jericho is the one. He will be taking on 3 of AEW's best superstars. And the stipulation is, whichever one of those superstars pins Jericho for the win, they will gain the shot at the AEW title around Jericho's waist. And you may ask, what happens if Jericho wins? Well, that will be decided in the near future, but it will be looking like Jericho will either he'll get a certain time off, perhaps he'll even be put in a briefcase match, or he'll certainly be rewarded, because the task ahead of him tonight is a huge one. Out first then, Cody Rhodes. And after a number of losses in his first 2 matches here in the Universe mode, you've got to be thinking that he's going to be taking whatever measures necessary to earn an opportunity like the one on offer tonight. Because a number 1 contendership is on the line. And it is the biggest number 1 contendership of them all. For the big gold belt. And so let's see who the other 2 competitors in this match are going to be. Next out then, and again in the picture for the AEW Heavyweight Championship, it is Jon Moxley. Back from his trip in New Pro Japan Wrestling, where he captured the US title there. You've got to be thinking that after signing the contract with AEW, a long-term contract, he needs to get some gold around his waist and hopefully keep it there for as long as possible. But for now, let's find out Jericho's final opponent. Once again here then, it is the bastard. Pac is out here. And much like Moxley, he's been in the title picture a lot. Cody Rhodes is really the only one who wasn't even in the triple threat for the title when the first champion was crowned at All Out pay-per-view. And so you've got a feeling that this may be the last chance for Pac or Moxley here tonight. And that one of them, at least, will certainly not be seeing the main title picture again soon. So let's get into this handicap match. Here we go then. I'm going as Jericho in this one, who faces 3 of AEW's finest talents across the ring. And how long can Jericho survive is really going to be the question. That's going to test his ability as a champion, as Rhodes already taking it to the AEW main eventer. Bridging into the pin, trying to put Rhodes away early, and this is not an elimination match. So if Jericho can just steal a victory somehow, that could be extremely beneficial for him. And you've got to wonder, are the superstars across from Jericho going to be willing to tag each other in? Because of course they need to rest. They can't face Jericho for the entire time unless of course they feel they can beat the champion. But the problem is the timing, because you need to be legal to get the pin on Jericho, or indeed the submission. And so it is almost a moment of sensing when the time is right, as Rhodes does make the tag. In comes the bastard Pac. Clothesline to Jericho. Already, Jericho looks to be feeling it. But he does reverse. And now, Pac with the reversal. And a big clothesline. And another clothesline. It's almost going to be a full-on beatdown. We may not even see every participant in this match. Moxley may not even come into the ring before Jericho's put away. But you gotta feel that he's gonna hope he does. As Neville. Knees to the midsection and the side Russian leg sweep. And now Neville with that DDT. And Pac is looking for the finish already. Jericho reverses it. And was looking for the code breaker, but Pac countered. And they collide. And Jericho escapes. You know that he is not afraid to simply play the heel. He's walking all the way around the ring, eyeing up all his opponents. Because if Jericho loses via disqualification, that will mean that whoever he gets disqualified, so say if he hits Moxley with a steel chair, that will be the man he faces. So in a sense, he could pick who he faces. But I'm sure Jericho, out of respect, will rather have someone who's earned it. Pac looking a little worse for wear here. Sent into the corner. And Jericho just taunting. Little shuffle. Calling Pac, saying do your worst. Big forearm strike and a stomp to the back. And he's loving this. But he's turned his back on the bastard. And Pac again with that DDT. Just a knee strike to the top of the head. And that could be that. Pac looking for the finish. But again a counter from Jericho. Impressive stuff. And now he's looking for the walls. Trying to turn Pac over. And he does. Walls of Jericho are in. But Pac is quickly going to fight out of it. Twisting. But he gets Jericho in the pin position. Could steal a victory here. 2 count. No. Jericho out, but it was a close call. Jericho counters. And a code breaker. Into the pin. 1, 2. No, kick out by Pac. I'm not sure what Moxley was doing. It looked like he was trying to get involved. Jericho now trying to do something about Moxley. And Jericho saying, ref, I don't need your help. I'm going to do this on my own. Shoulder tackle to Pac. And a second one. Off the ropes. But Pac sends him over the top. Up to the top rope. Double axe handle incoming. Jericho's feeling it. But in comes Cody Rhodes. And Jericho immediately meets him with a clothesline. Dragging Rhodes into the center of the ring. And the Lion Salt. Into the pin. 1. Cody Rhodes kicks out. Not even a 2 count. But as predicted, we're yet to see Jon Moxley, but he's going to tag himself in now. And in immediately with a forearm strike. Jericho trying to use some crafty tactics, and he does catch Moxley out. Big drop kick. Moxley's in the corner, but he gets out of it. Moxley sending Jericho outside the ring. He's got to be careful. Because although there is a title not on the line here, if Jericho could come back into this and win via count out, that would certainly be a bad way for it to go for the 3 men teaming up tonight. And Moxley knows that, you feel. He's got Jericho back inside relatively quickly. And Jericho counters. And a powerbomb perhaps. No. Moxley counters. And Jericho looked like he was almost trying to escape the ring there. And Moxley has a finish. Just clubbing Chris Jericho. And now working the arm. And now what the hell is this? Jon Moxley is calling for a triple powerbomb. And the 3 men teaming up. And Moxley is going to pin Chris Jericho. But Jericho kicks out. Resilience are used. And what was bizarre there was that none of the other superstars seemed to stop Moxley from getting the pin off. Pac's in now. Moxley wanting a rest, it seems. And for the second time, We're going to see the walls of Jericho inflicted on Pac. And he sits into it. That could be it. Chris Jericho. But Pac is fighting. Pac is fighting. And he's going to escape it. With the right hand. And again into the pin. Can Pac steal it here? 1, 2, 3. And Pac has stolen a victory. And although the three of them team up and they will each be rewarded, it is going to be Pac who goes on to face Chris Jericho. So Moxley, Rhodes and Pac victorious. And for the second time in this series, Pac is #1 contender for the main goal. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again very soon.